Hold on, I have the volume up still.
Um, okay, well, thank you. Join me on an adventure. I like that name. It's pretty punny. It's very funny. Um, we're dumbasses, and we've been now streaming for 22 minutes, and
I
we
love
have
it.
not been well, the thing is, I also am not recording, I don't think either. I am streaming, but I rely on the stream video once it's like published to download, and then I edit that, put it on Facebook or YouTube. Facebook, I don't use that.
Okay, there's audio now.
Luckily, we haven't really been talking about that much that we can't just like kind of revisit,
Yeah.
and it can always be a shorter episode. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that goofed up. I goofed up. I'm sorry.
I just thought my thing was messing up and I thought it was just not loading because of my computer. So
And
I
you
was like,
didn't bring it up to me.
I thought the computer just wasn't loading because it happened last time. I
Well,
thought it was my computer.
I cannot believe this. No,
I'm
you're
so
not crazy. We crazy. We crazy stupid over here. We forgot.
They're probably just like, wait, what?
And like the thing is, like nobody else ever said anything. There's been a few people popping in and out. And I guess if it was quiet, I would be like, I'm getting out of here. This is weird. There's just like some dude looking at a tower. That's what I'm doing currently on the old. This is called Planet Coaster. Um, anyway, so what people missed? Should we just start over since the audio messed up?
What did we talk about?
I
I
don't
already
remember.
forgot.
I'll try to direct us back towards it, okay? I told that really
Okay.
boring story, which ended up being boring. So you know what? I'm gonna tell it again, but I'm gonna zazz it up again. I'm gonna zazz it up. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna make
spice
it
it up.
like 10 times
I'm gonna throw
funnier.
some jazz hands in. You're not gonna see those because this is an audio portion, but
Hey, you like
whatever.
jazz?
Sorry, what?
You like jazz?
You like jazz? No, I wouldn't
Okay,
clickbait. I'm
wait,
not a
wait,
bastard.
wait. Oh my god.
What?
So I learned that that was from the B movie, like way too late in life. So
Mm-hmm.
like I used to just go around saying to people like as a joke because I played saxophone growing up, so I was always in jazz band. I'd be like,
So
"Hey,
you were
you like
always a joke,
jazz?"
yeah?
You know what, Arthur? Fuck you.
All right, guys,
Your
that's the
trumpet playing
end.
ass.
That's the end of Corn and Arthur Late Night Chat Time, episode 2. We were here for a solid 2 minutes before Corn dropped the F bomb.
I thought I
Um,
was allowed to curse.
no, I mean you can. Sometimes cursing isn't necessary, but I mean I
I
don't.
haven't cursed on my Twitter in almost a year, Arthur. Let me have this.
I know I got called out by somebody for using
What's a
language,
curse word?
a cursed word.
A cursed word.
I used a cursed word. Okay, so let me just go ahead and start over, and well, I'll do we don't have an intro still.
Nope.
We already discussed this a little bit ago, but that's fine. We'll get there eventually. Maybe I'll work
One
on a
day.
little bit of a musical composition. Um, it okay. Here we go. I got bored with whatever I was saying. Sometimes I do that. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah,
I
you'll
just,
just stop talking in the middle of a sentence.
I just give up. Yeah. Okay. So, let's pretend that there's some sort of music going on right now. If you want to do some like freestyle scat or jazz, go. Feel free. That's not free. Okay. Hello. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Corn and Arthur Late Night Chat Time. Hello.
Hi.
Wait, sorry. The hello is not part of the title. That was me saying hello to everybody.
Oh,
Um.
wait. I thought it was shit. I've sent it to everybody now, and it's
Oh,
not a
you're
part.
gonna. It's gonna be really gauche for you to have to go back and
Ugh.
explain to everybody that you got the title of the show wrong.
Yeah, well, you just say it so much. I just thought like the high was involved in the
Yeah, well,
title.
I'm just saying a friendly salutation. Just
I
saying,
know
hey,
that now.
hello, how are you doing? Okay. So this is episode 2. If you tuned in last week, thank you, Mom. She was the only one I think that watched
Thank you,
it.
Arthur's mom.
Yeah, her name's Rhonda. She's tall. She's great. Um,
Aw, I love it.
uh, yeah, she was like, this is what's really sad, right? And it made me feel like a terrible son because I hadn't talked to her probably since Thanksgiving. And usually I talk to my mom quite often. Or she at
Hmm.
least like checks to make sure I'm still alive quite often. But we get busy. It's the holiday season. We both work retail, so uh,
Yeah.
it's just a rough time of year for us, when it should be joyous and magical. But
Mhm.
we're the reason everybody else gets to have a joyous and magical holiday season. So next time you're in a retail location, thank the person there, give them a strong kiss.
Yes.
um
Wait, wait. I didn't mean to say yes to that. I kind of delayed my answer.
give him a
Uh,
strong kiss. Um, so okay, so she calls me, or I called her just to like see about, like, I hadn't talked to her in a while. I had some downtime at work, and she goes, "I listened to whatever that show was.
whatever that show was.
I listened to it. I didn't know what you were playing, so I didn't pay attention to that. But I just listened to it because I hadn't heard your voice in a while." Right?
My
No. I
heart
was like,
hurt.
Mom,
Oh
no.
my god.
Uh, but I
You
thought it
better
was.
call her. I swear to God. I will
I
fight now.
I know. I've been
Call
busy.
your mother, Arthur.
I will. Okay. I can't call her now because it's too late. She's
Not
probably already
now.
tucked
Just
all.
call her in the street. Hey, Mom.
I will call her for sure. I'm gonna verify Christmas Eve plans and everything. It's fine. We're fine. Okay.
Yeah, I.
Uh, but she did have one complaint about our last episode.
Oh God, what
I
was
don't
it?
know if you remember or not, but I at one point referred to her as dope. And in classic tall Rhonda fashion, she goes, "I don't like that you said I was dope. Maybe I'm a dope, but I don't think I'm dope." And I was like, God, yeah, you're not dope because you just made that joke. Um,
That's so funny. Oh my God.
so yeah, but that's great. So if you didn't listen last week, quick review. I learned that I was the, what was it, sweet type of sexy.
Yep, the
I
sweet
was
type of
of
sexy.
the two Olsen twins. I am for sure Mary Kate, right?
Yes, you're
And
100% Mary Kate.
I was gonna say because I had a hard time remembering, but you reminded me before we started recording
Yep.
the audio, like somebody who is competent would do. Um, and yeah, I learned that I was Mary Kate. There was a whole bit where we were talking about me calling you when I'm 75 years old while you're working at a dental office, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, maybe not a dental office. I'll probably be like
there's
just
nothing
fighting
wrong with
people
the dental
holding.
industry, Corn. I don't know why you're being so judgmental towards the dentists.
Sorry, I just threw up a little in my mouth thinking about it.
Oh,
No, I
wow.
just ugh, that's too like you have to like go into people's mouths and
You don't go
no.
into them. Gross.
Well, like
Is that what that
obviously
water pick is? Gross. All right, we're about 7 minutes in, and we've already made a urination joke about peeing in somebody's mouth.
no. Jesus.
Okay,
Oh, I dropped my mouse.
so yeah, I learned that I was Mary Kate of the Olsen twins. I learned that I was the sweet type of sexy. I learned that I don't know much difference between the Kardashians and Hemingway, and that basically I don't want to do any more personality quizzes.
I don't want to learn about myself. It's too much.
All right. Well, anything crazy go on in your life since the last time we spoke?
Besides the kids having lice,
Yeah, I guess that's pretty crazy.
I mean, yeah, Brooklyn had she had a lot of bugs in her hair.
That's rough. But
It's
like
like,
kids, they're like, especially at school, like schools are so gross.
yeah, and the thing is that like
They
my mom
just
was like, okay, it happens, kids get it, but they never sent out a letter. So like apparently she's had it for like 5 weeks, and she only started like scratching like
oh,
right before they found out she had it. So like she had that for so long and was probably like uncomfortable, and it was just so sad. She was just happy she didn't have to cut off all her hair.
yeah. Um sorry, so we're live on Twitch right now as we record this, and we to answer your question, join me on an adventure, which I'm gonna laugh and giggle every time I read that name. Can I just shorten it to Mia? I assume that's your name, or it's an adventure, in which I call you Ad. But no, we will take questions. I mean, that's nice. We might like kind of sift through them to make sure there's nothing super inappropriate or awkward to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
that's
have
fine.
like big questions or anything, like you can always ask. We watch the chatty chat.
So specifically, we do this show. We're gonna start doing this show every Saturday night. We might take a break. I don't know. We need to talk about that for Christmas and maybe New Year. I don't
Oh,
know.
when is Christmas? Now that
Christmas is not next weekend, but kind of the next. So next Saturday, uh, next
next Saturday.
Saturday is like the what? I guess it'd be the 16th.
Yeah, and then the 23rd is the next Saturday.
Yeah. So I don't know about the 23rd. We can discuss this later, but
Yeah.
and then the next week is New Year's Eve, which I'm having the big bash. So you're coming to that, right? You're gonna fly.
Yes,
You're gonna fly down.
I'm coming. It's gonna be lit.
It's like the plane ticket was like really cheap, wasn't it? So that's cool.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come. Might as well.
Everybody's invited if they know where I live
Yes.
or they know me in real life. It's gonna be a fun bash. Two dudes in a bad mood. New year, new attitude. All right. So that's fun.
That
I'm
is gonna
excited.
be fun.
That's gonna be a fun time. And you'll be there. We'll hang out.
Yes.
You'll have to bring some sodas because
I'm gonna carry them with me on the plane.
yeah, don't buy them once you get here or even in the airport. Buy them before you take off and take them on as a like I just imagine you sitting there with like a 20 like a case of like I don't know, Pepsi or something,
I'm like, sorry, this is going to a party.
diet caffeine free Pepsi. I'm just trying to think of the most obscure soda that one could carry onto a plane.
No, listen, that's what I drink.
Um is it really what you drink?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I have to drink diet because like my dad is a diabetic, so like
that's all they buy.
yeah, so we only buy diet, and my mom doesn't like caffeine, so like literally diet Pepsi, caffeine free.
Seriously?
I'm not kidding.
I immediately guessed the weird obscure soda that is in my brain, and then that's what you drink. I mean, for what the?
I mean, why are you surprised?
For fuck's sake! Oh my god. Okay, so Mia has asked. Is it Maya? Mia? I'm sorry, I don't know.
It's probably Mia.
Yeah, because of the joke, the pun there. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. I'm kind of dumb, Mia. I'm sorry. So she asked, "What's the most awkward situation you've ever been in?" Ooh. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you go first.
I'm gonna go with something that hasn't been recent because you know some things are just too painful to relive. But I'll go with so one time. This is a classic story, right?
Okay, please.
My friends always bring this up, and it hurts to like, it hurts me to even tell this story. So I went to university, and at the time I had an iPod, right? iPod Touch. It was really cool. I was really cool, because it was kind of before. It was like when the iPhone was just kind of taking off, you know.
Yeah.
Not really many people had like smartphones or smart devices, so the iPod Touch was cool because I could play games and stuff on it. Anyway, it was like having an iPhone without having any. Why am I talking about iPod Touches so much? Who gives a shit? Everybody knows what they are.
You're just so excited. It's okay. You're 56. You gotta like.
Yeah, right. I had one of those music devices.
While I was walking to school, I had my record player on my back.
My gramophone playing through my ear holes.
Oh my god.
So ridiculous. I was walking to class, and it had snowed out, so there was a bunch of snow everywhere, and I was wearing Converse. Now, anybody familiar with Converse knows that they don't have the best soles or like traction, right?
Not at all.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my God,
I went to the University of Missouri, and there's a particular building called Middlebush, and and it has marble floors and stairs. So I'm wearing like a giant pea coat, you know, like a big black wool coat.
Yeah.
I'm wearing like jeans. I got my beanie on. I'm like that classic trope of like a brooding kind of like emo kid listening to music, going to class, like I'm pissed off. Anyway, so I have my hands in my pockets. I'm just like hunched over, and I'm like going up the stairs listening to my iPod. And then all of a sudden, I slip, right? And like fall, and of course my hands are in my pockets. right? So I just
Couldn't
kind
even
of
catch yourself.
I kind of just plank onto the stairs and like smash my face a little bit. It didn't damage me or anything. Well, physically anyway.
Yeah,
I don't
mentally
think it
you're
did. Who
fine.
knows? Who knows? Um, so I fell like face first down onto the stairwell, and I didn't stop. I just slid down in like this plank form until I finally kind of caught myself. Now, wouldn't be embarrassing to me really. It'd just be like a classic move on my part, but it was between classes, so like other classes had just let out, so there were a million people in the stairwell with me,
No.
and they all, I assume, kind of gasped. And these two girls, like I remember them being pretty attractive, um like went, oh my god, and like were like like stopped to kind of help me up.
Mhm.
And in my awkwardness, I shouted, because of course I don't know how loud I am because I have headphones in, and I'm just gonna back away from that. I went like this, hey, and then I the look on their face, they were so shocked, like they were like, what? Why did this kid just yell hey at us? Does he know us? Do we know him? And this is how embarrassed I was. I locked up. I couldn't think straight. I ran up the stairs, right? Went down the hallway to the other stairwell, went down that stairwell, went out the building, back to my dorm room, and just got in bed.
Oh my god.
And my roommate was like, your class canceled? And I was like, for me it is, and just like
Yeah,
went to sleep.
doesn't go to
Um,
class for an entire week after that.
that's probably one of the most embarrassing things that I've
Oh my
done.
god.
I mean, I guess it's embarrassing. I felt bad for those girls that like I screamed in their face.
I'm just imagining you with your Justin Bieber esque hair at that moment. Just, just
Yeah, I had like the long like Bieber like bowl cut hair that was like down to my shoulders, and I was wearing a beanie, and
yep,
some ripped
literally,
jeans.
literally.
One of the most
Oh,
embarrassing moments of my life.
yeah. That is amazing. I know it was embarrassing, but like at least you have that story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like after that, A plus. That makes I feel like that makes me feel a little closer to you now that I know that. Like just like oh my god.
Welcome to the circle of awkwardness.
Yeah, me. I don't get embarrassed that easily, but like I feel like I've told you about my London trip when you know, I don't maybe I didn't.
Didn't you pee yourself or something?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Do I even talk about that?
yeah, I mean, we've already spoke about urine once today or
Okay,
tonight.
so then this is fine. Cuz
Yeah.
it's not like I'm going to get too weird about it, but um I went to London last year with my sister probably about June, and we did a bunch of crap while we were there, obviously sightseeing everything. And we went to this like underground haunted thing, but it was like you learned a lot about history while you did it, but it was almost like a haunted house at the end. And like you had
Is
to
that
get
the
really close to the
underground
person.
thing or something? What is it called?
You might know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I kind of have an idea.
Yeah, so we did that, and like the end you have to like hold on to the person's shoulder in front of you and everyone walks together. And my sister kept trying to make me go in the backpack because like we were the last two people on the line. I was like, heck no, I'm not doing that because
What if somebody like comes up behind you and
yeah, and they kept coming up behind her and like touching her, like
ew,
because I guess they're allowed to, like they're allowed to just like
grope
grab
you?
you and run, not grope you,
Oh.
like just like tap you and run away kind of thing, or like just stay behind you. And they just kept like screaming in her ear, and like I would like jump and I would be like, thank God I'm not behind. Like I would have like left. I would have went out like the emergency exit and been like, bye, I'm leaving.
See you later, bye.
Yeah, bye bye. The end though, like the end, there's this dude. I don't remember if he had like a chainsaw or machete, but like he would jump out and try to like cut you. Obviously, wouldn't actually, but like the first half of the group when they first saw him, like kind of broke apart and ran. And mind you, like when you go out there, like I had to pee like so bad, and I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I'll wait because it's probably not gonna be that long. and there wasn't any bathroom, so I was like, whatever, I'll go afterwards. It's fine. I was wearing a dress with shorts underneath, so like at least it wasn't like I didn't have a barrier, but like um
You weren't just peeing on the floor.
yeah. Uh so like the first group, like first half of the people like run away, and then he moves back, and like the second half of everyone starts running, and everybody starts falling on the ground on top of each other. Like
Oh
just like
my god.
it was so funny. And I don't know if it was out of both fear and just like it being funny and I had to pee, but like I just started peeing, and I remember it was just gross. So like I get out and I'm like, "Oh my god. Like did I just do that?" Worst thing was is that we were like 30 miles away from our hostel. We were in the center of London. Like I had no clothes. I was like, "What the fuck do I do? I'm going to smell like pee." And the worst thing is that I can't smell. So like I don't know. I could be smelling super bad of pee and I wouldn't
Oh
know.
yeah.
So like I was just like, "Ashley." She was like, "What?" And I'm like, "I have an issue." She goes, "What'd you do?" And I was like, "I kind of peed myself." She was like, "What?" What do you mean? So I went into the bathroom and I
I
tried to like
kind of peed myself.
yeah, it was so I went into the bathroom and like I tried to like clean myself up as much as I could, you know what I mean? Like I was so glad it didn't get on my shoes or anything cuz I was wearing like light colored shoes. It would have just been bad. But like so we went to this pub near the place, and my sister was just drinking as I went into the bathroom, and like I had to like remove my shorts and like wash them with soap and everything. It was just terrible because like we were so far from the hostel, and I couldn't I was just like, I'm in the middle of freaking London right now washing my shorts in a bathroom because I peed myself. Like I'm 19 years old at this point. Like great. So yeah, that was probably one of the
That's pretty
most
embarrassing.
embarrassing
So,
moments.
but like, did anybody else realize that you had pissed yourself other than like you
No.
and your sister?
Yeah, no.
Then
It was
that's just funny hijinks. That's just a good bit, you know. It's
yeah, it
not
was pretty
truly
funny to
embarrassing.
us. She kind of was like annoyed, and I'm like, you know what? I
Oh,
like,
you cut out a little bit there.
oh, sorry. I was just like, I couldn't really help my bladder.
Yeah.
It happened. Like, I feel like even now, like sometimes we all pee ourselves a little when we laugh, but like,
No, I've never done that.
you're lying. I don't believe you.
I mean, the only time I've actually peed myself is for a funny joke. Um,
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
like, hey guys, watch this, and I just do it, and everybody just kind of looks at me.
Oh wait, you. That's not what I realized you meant.
um, so yeah, I guess that we'll count that as an embarrassing story for you. It's
It
not
is.
quite as traumatizing as two attractive girls getting screamed in their face by some weird emo kid with really long hair and a really cool like satchel backpack and maybe
Mm.
an iPod Touch. You know,
Can you find them and give me her number?
should I put like what do you do? How would I find them? Like a missed connection page
Yeah,
on
go on your old uni page and just for like your year and be like, "Hey, the girl
yeah
that helped
uh
me out when I blanked."
ISO misconnection girls who got screamed in their face by some emo kid that yelled hey. You could probably hear Augustana really loudly over his iPod Touch headphones. um
And then you just write "Miss you XOXO."
Miss you. You guys want to grab a drink sometime? I promise not to yell in your face. And then the first time I meet them, I just scream in their face.
And then leave and you never see them
Yep. Never talk to them again. Because I'm good at that. Um, so,
again. Go on.
uh, so that's kind of the those. I guess those are our most embarrassing stories. Even though I feel
Wait,
like Corns is lame as shit.
does mine count when I went on Tinder and I matched with some dude, and he was like, "Let's hang" or some shit, and I just deleted the app?
That's not really embarrassing. That's just you
And
being afraid to hang out with some dude. I mean, was he wearing diapers?
don't bring that up.
Okay, we won't. That'll be another
No,
podcast.
can we bring that up actually?
Well, yeah, I don't want to get into the habit of like shaming people for their weird
No,
sexual
can we talk
things.
about this? It's not that we're shaming him because, like, you know what? People can do whatever they want. That
Yeah,
you're
I
entitled
mean,
to if you're a grown adult in your own places. Like, I'm like,
I think it's
whatever.
weird because it sexualizes infancy, but whatever.
Yes, yes. So to start, um, when a few months ago, I don't remember when to be honest, but it was a few months ago. So I like sometimes I used to post my snap on Twitter. I don't do that anymore because I realized that was stupid.
And that's how you
And
get weird guys in diapers
yeah,
saying stuff.
yeah, I've gotten a lot of weird things. Some things that are too much to talk about on here, but this one is okay. So, not okay, but like some dude like
A little
adds
bit more
me,
appropriate, maybe. There we go.
yeah, than some of the stuff that has happened. But some dude approaches me and I'm like, "All right, hey, what's up?" I was talking to him because I was trying to figure out how I knew him. Because usually people who added me were people like who followed me and I knew them. This dude did not follow me at all, so he probably was just searching snaps, whatever. And he sends me a bunch of pictures of him in a diaper. Um, like
Unwarranted.
yeah,
Yeah.
unwarranted. I did not ask for this at all.
Which
Um,
I don't buy, but okay.
you know what?
You know what?
My voice just gets really
You
high,
know what?
but yeah. So he sends me that, and I'm like, what is happening? Help, please. And it was just really freaking weird. So like, whatever. I'm just like, okay. And he goes, you better not send that to anybody. And I was like, I wouldn't. Like, that's your privacy. I don't know why you send it to
Yeah,
whatever.
it's your
And he goes,
privacy, so
yeah,
you're concerned about me sending it to people, but you're cool with just sending it to whoever
yeah, yeah. And
unwarranted.
it was on his Twitter anyway. So I'm like, I don't understand. Like, but like so I wasn't gonna screenshot it or anything. I think I took a picture with my mom's phone. It might still be on my mom's phone because
Oh, she
I,
might
I
be
showed it
enjoying
to her.
those.
I showed it to her though. I showed it to her. I was like, look at what happened. She goes, the frick do you have on Snapchat? I was just like, Mom, I don't know. But so then he goes, and I quote, I knew you were a pussy XD. And I was like, first of all, I don't even know you
Second
for
of
you to
all, it's
call me.
pronounced putsy.
Yeah, it's pronounced putsy, so get it right. So then I like screenshotted all of the photos. So I was like, you know what? I don't care. I screenshot it and he goes, you better not show that to anybody. And it was like, yeah, unfriended him. And that was like a really weird interaction I had on Snapchat.
Moral
That's
of the
why like
story:
now don't put your Snapchat on
don't put your
Twitter.
Snapchat on Twitter or where people you don't want to have it can find it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
God,
I
that's
learned
kind of embarrassing. Again, not really like a public thing. Still very mild, but we'll accept that one as an embarrassing story. Um,
yeah, and I didn't even do it, but it's still embarrassing that that happened to me.
so I guess I used to just be awkward, but now I do it on purpose to
Yes.
get like a weird reaction from people,
Hmm.
because now I find it to be one of the funniest things in the world. Case in point, on my way home today, I stopped to get some libations, some adult bevies. Because it's Saturday night.
Yeah,
I'm 56 years old. I can
you're
enjoy a
allowed to have some beverages.
I can enjoy a beverage if I so choose.
Yeah, it's
Um,
your life.
but so I grab some ciders. And then I go to the counter and I'm like, ooh, and I grab this bag of Jolly Ranchers because I really like Jolly Ranchers. And
Hmm.
they sound good, and I'll take them. And that it's nice because I'm trying to like not do a bunch of sugar, even though I'm just drinking cider right now, which is pure
Yeah,
sugar. But
yeah,
where I can cut down, I do, right. And
yeah. You
with
usually do. So like, it's such a splurge.
I still gotta live my life. I
Yeah,
can't
you
just
can't not every
I
now
gotta
and
eat a
then.
Jolly Rancher if I want a Jolly Rancher, right? So okay, I grab those and I throw them up the counter. And the lady, there's two people working there.
Hmm.
One guy's wearing like a baseball cap, like a flat bill with a hoodie up over it.
Yeah.
And I am not kidding. While he was like ringing up my two items, he yawned 4 times. And
Oh my
once,
god.
he's like, "You want a receipt?"
You're so weird, man.
While I'm standing there, and I was like, "Dude, go have a nap. Come back. Try it again. I'm not gonna be mad at you, man."
I'll wait. Just get some sleep.
Like, man, I'm worried about you. You can't even make it through a shift.
You can't even
Um,
make it through this sentence without yawning 6 times.
right? So I do that, and there's this other lady who's helping him kind of ring it all up because I guess it's towards the end of their shift. They're she's cleaning up the deli counter stuff, and
Yeah.
she goes, kind of a weird combo there. And I was like, first off, don't judge people's orders because there are people with anxiety. like me, who do kind of worry about the things. Like that's why I don't buy cucumbers anymore. They're delicious, but I just worry because people might get a weird idea when I'm purchasing. Anyway, um, so, so I put, and
Damn
I was like, well, yeah, the ciders are for me, and the candies for the kids.
it. Jesus.
And she goes, "Oh, you're kind of young to have kids." She's like, "Can I see your ID?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, please." God, that makes me feel so young again. And she checks it out, and of course, it's my age. And
56.
well, I'm not actually 50. If you don't
Wait,
do you
what?
understand the fact that I'm not actually 56? That's just how old I say I am to mask how old I actually am.
What? Uh, I
No?
thought, I thought, I thought this entire time you were just being truthful.
How long have you known
Wow.
me? And how long do you actually think I'm ever truthful? Anyway, um, so
Yes.
she goes, "Wow, yeah, you are really young to have kids. How many do you have?" And I said, "6," like straight face. and and her face was so shocked, and the guy's face, of course, he's asleep at this point because he has given up on life and everything. And
Literally.
she was like, "Oh my god." And I was like, and I like gathered my things, and I was like, "Yeah, I started real early." She's like, "How young when you had your first one?" And as I was walking away, I was like, 14. And like the look on her, like I don't know what got into me. I just like kind of like had this weird break where I just felt like really messing with somebody. And maybe
Jesus.
maybe that made her night. Maybe she went home and was like, "Man, some really weird guy came in. He was wearing like slacks and a shirt and like a big overcoat, and he had 6 kids, and he was buying Jolly Ranchers and yeah. Little does she know, I'm gonna eat all those son of a bitches and drink all those beers. So no kids for me. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, no, kids are, they're crazy. I live with too many of them.
Yeah.
Whenever we're trying to just have a simple conversation, they come in and just start yelling at the top of their
Screaming
lungs.
about just like the most random stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we went to dinner today, and Dominic, like my dad and Dominic were just like roasting each other, and my dad goes, "You have a big head," and my Dominic, yes, he's not my son. I don't know why I said that.
Oh,
Dominic
he's not
goes,
your son?
"Damn, I thought I said this. Maybe."
This whole time I thought he was actually, I thought you just.
Yeah, I just had a kid at 13. And well, two kids because everybody thinks the little ones are mine. 12 and 13 consecutively. Moving on. Um so then Dominic goes, he looks at my dad and goes, "You have a big face." And then my dad goes, "Well, you have a big nose." And then Dominic looks at him again, dead faced, and goes, "You have a big butt."
Oh.
My dad's like, "What do you mean I don't have a big butt?" He goes, "Yeah, you fall all the time." And I'm like,
These kids need to take a physiology class. They don't know anything about how butts work.
no, he also says the word literally as literally. He
I
goes,
like that. It's like he's British or something.
yeah, and my
Literally.
mom goes, "Where did you come from? Where did you learn to say it like that?" He just goes, "I don't know." And then my mom goes, "What does literally mean? A country?" Literally, a country?
Oh my gosh. This kid's
Love the
going
kids.
places.
Yeah, he's gonna be a comedian. He loves to make people laugh. Like, it's great. He makes me laugh all the time.
You should get him in a stand up class right now. How old is he
Okay,
again?
wait, BRB.
Yeah, I'll wait. We'll wait, right? Okay.
No, no. He's gonna be 7 in 10 days.
Okay, that's early enough to where you could probably get him an agent, start doing stand up mic nights,
Have him do stand up and
and
uh
accept money and payment for his humor and make people
yeah,
pay for it.
yeah, because people would watch a little kid be funny. Like they watch old people not be funny, so like
Yeah, like Jeff Foxworthy and people like that. Yeah.
oh my god. Wait, wait.
What? I'll throw shade at Jeff Foxworthy. He might be listening. You never know. His career's ugh.
Hold on, I was like, yeah, he's the dude that hosted Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Yeah, that's Jeff
That's all I know him
Foxworthy.
from. That's literally all I know him from.
He used to be on a show called the Jeff Foxworthy Show.
This show ran before I was born. Well, wait, let's see the exact date because I want to know if I was alive when the last show ran. I'm actually looking this up because now, oh, my mom was about to give birth to me. Literally, I was 3 days away from being born when the show ended.
and I was 8 years old. I was in third grade. So I'm
When I was in
56 years
third
old.
grade, I knew I was gay because I was gay and I was gay and I was very, very gay.
What? Is that
I
a
was
quote,
very
or were you just saying
no,
that?
no, it's my quote. I
Oh,
was
okay.
making a joke off of "Same Love" by Macklemore, where he goes, "When I was in the third grade, I thought that I was gay because I could draw, and my uncle was whatever." And so I was like, "I thought that I was gay because I'm gay, whatever." I like that.
Okay, I
I
was
put stuff in my
lost.
notes.
I was so
That's gonna
lost.
be my quote of the year. I should put that on the back of my denim jacket.
Or your tombstone.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Do you think that they're gonna put me like I know that any church is not gonna give me an actual service then?
Well, there are some like not shitty places that. Anyway, um,
Let's
last
not get it.
week, so I've given you one responsibility for the show, Corn, and that is to come up with some activity for us every week. So last
Mm,
week we did the cosmopolitan quizzes, which I think I've already talked about. I can't remember
yes,
now
you
because we
did.
had to
You did.
restart.
You did.
Um, but what do you have in store for me this week? Because basically, I don't want to have any role in it. I want it to be a fresh surprise.
Yeah.
Um, but you did give me a little bit of something like a hint. So I am going to be giving out advice or something.
Yes. So essentially, what I have done is I have found four love letters from advice columns, and you are going to be giving them advice on what
Okay,
to do about
okay.
their life.
Okay,
Um,
because of course, me, the ultimate master in relationships
yeah.
and how they work, and healthy ones and ones that aren't damaging. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, yeah. So, I thought you would be the best person to ask about this.
Okay, great, great.
So,
All right.
um, okay,
And
I
I will be honest. I have no idea what I'm about to get into, and
no, you
I'm
don't,
kind of
because
terrified.
you should be, because some of these I only read the title in like the first paragraph, so I don't necessarily know what we're 100% getting into. I wanted to be a little surprised too,
Okay.
so I need my glasses for this because I can't read. Give me 1 second. They're
All right,
dirty.
Granny.
Listen.
Flippin' nerd. Flippin' beggar.
Oh, hold on. My computer's about to die.
You need to
Give
plug
me one
that
second.
some beach
Yeah, I
in.
need to just plug. I just need to plug my charger in.
Oh man, I'm really nervous. I will go ahead and preemptively say I am not a licensed psychologist or psychiatrist. I should any advice that I'm about to give, for one, and my track based on my track record, should not be taken or even considered in the slightest. I am just a 56-year-old man who is here today vamping while Corn gets her charger. Are you back? Are you done?
I
Are
could
you
hear you the entire time
ready?
through my headphones.
Okay.
Listening
Well,
to
I
you.
was just
Like, oh
waiting
yeah.
until you got back with your charger and you were good to go.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was here. I just had to plug it in because
Oh, I thought you had to
well,
like physically get up and go.
no, I did have to physically get up and plug it in, but I didn't
Sorry,
have to go downstairs.
was
That
that
was
you that just
amazing.
burped?
Yeah, sorry, I could not help
That's
myself.
so unprofessional. Like who? Why would you? That's so inappropriate, Corn.
You know what? Let me live. I like to burp.
You know, stay. You need to hang around after this because I need to have a discussion with you about that. All
About
right.
yeah, yeah. Where is I gonna go? I was just gonna be like, okay, we're done.
That's disgusting. Okay.
It's not
um,
like we're not actually friends, Arthur. Or maybe it's all
it's we're not friends. We're contractually obligated to
obliterated.
be. I might be obliterated right now.
Wait,
Um.
there's that. Never mind. I'll show you it later.
Okay. Um. All right. So you're ready to go? Are you gonna read it out to me?
Yes, I just had to wipe my glasses.
Oh, Are there actual responses to these?
Um, yeah, there's actual response. Like I can read the responses
Okay,
later
so I will
too.
give, yeah, I'll give my response, and then we see how far off base it is compared to somebody who's like it's actually their job to do this.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. This is a good one. I like this. I like this. All right. I'm excited.
Okay. So I'm gonna read the
Physically.
title.
Yeah.
Mentally, you're scared. Um, so I'm gonna read the title. The title is called "How Has the STI Affected Our Relationship?" Um.
Ooh, okay. Well, again, if you haven't already known by the language we use and some of the content that or the subject matter that we dive into might not necessarily be the most appropriate for those under the age of 18. Um,
Well, I
so
mean, I read this one, and it doesn't necessarily go
Well,
that.
I
I mean,
still
I guess
just want
the
to
word
be
general. Yeah,
careful. I just want to be sure that nobody's like coming in because we have some friends that do things that are more
we have some friends that cater. No, no. We have
uh
some that run
pander.
really
No, no,
cool
not
channels.
pander.
They run really cool channels. They can't say bad words
Yeah. So if you're,
because they yelled at me.
I think we've kind of beat that horse. I think they know. Um,
Are you sure? Like, what if they have no idea? What if they somehow like found us and they're like, who are they talking about? What?
that's fine. We don't need to advertise other people.
No, because
Uh,
people will
I
be
refuse
expecting
to.
things and
Um,
yeah,
I don't know
let's
why we're
not.
being so shitty about it.
No, we love them. Or
Er,
the
um,
one, the one, one. Anyways,
let's just okay. Moving on.
moving on. Do
So
you want me to not read this one or
no.
just?
So how does the STI affect our relationship?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. So they're writing to this woman named Meredith.
Meredith
So
sounds hot. I'm just throwing that
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
Is
So
she hot? Is there a picture of her?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
It's on loveletters.com. Or
Okay.
no, it's not .com, but so it
Dot
says
net.
no, there's like a dot something and then .com, but I'm not gonna say it because people don't need to be looking this up. So it says, "Dear Meredith, I have been in a relationship with a wonderful woman for a year. Great. She's a truly selfless person, yes. Makes me laugh, and I can count on her for anything. We have so much fun together, and I feel at ease whenever I'm with her. However, I recently found out that she passed a permanent STI to me. She did not know she had it, and it has left me reeling. She is incredibly sad and apologetic, and whatever she.
Oh, sorry, you cut out.
How much did I cut out?
Uh, she's extremely apologetic, and
Is doing whatever she can to.
you keep cutting out. Keep cutting it out. I don't know if
One
you need
second.
to talk closer to your microphone or what's going
Wait.
on.
Is this? Oh, is this better?
Yeah, I like that a lot better.
Okay, I just moved it closer to my face.
That's good because you have like
Is
voice recognition on, right? So like it picks it up if you're
yeah.
talking. Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes I talk loud. That's why I had it. I'll try to talk not as loud. Um,
Well, you can talk if you're talking too loud. I can adjust. Anyway, just don't
okay,
worry
just
about it.
yeah.
I'll adjust you if I need to.
Okay.
At least
Uh,
people can hear us.
yes, yes. um, at the same time, she has to move away for at least a few months for her job. We plan to
Okay.
continue dating long distance, though recently I've been wondering whether the relationship has the foundation to survive long term. Zooming in because I can't read from far away. Notably, we may want different things in the future. I've always planned to move close to my family later on in life, but she would rather stay where we are now. I am also a planner and like to work out every detail, whereas she is more about going with the flow. I've always found that dynamic to be a benefit in our relationship, but as other life responsibilities got closer marriage, starting family, buying a house, etc. I wonder whether our approaches are too different. The recent diagnosis has, without a doubt, changed things. I was angry and hurt, and while I'm somewhat past it, I'm still struggling to move forward. I want to emphasize that my feelings of doubt in our relationship were not there, or at least were very small, before this issue, and I'm worried it's clouding my judgment. To that end, I also feel my dating prospects in the future will be limited, and I should try to see this relationship through since I do sincerely care about her. People say this condition should not define your life, but I know it will be a significant complication. I worry that if I stay, I may feel as though I was forced into the relationship and will grow resentful, but if I go, I'll be sad and alone and without support. Worth noting, I am also beginning therapy soon to work through some of these issues. I'm struggling as I figure out where we go from here. Am I getting ahead of myself or does this seem like a lost cause? And then the person's name is Lost Cause question mark.
Wow, lost cause. Well, thank you for writing in. Um, the number one thing that kind of stuck out in my mind was the fact that she did not know she had it, and
Mhm.
if she, how long had they been dating before he
It's
contracted it?
um they have for a year they've been dating. I don't know. It
Wow.
didn't say when. It just said recently.
Okay. So what kind of sticks out to me is that she didn't know she had it, but then
Mhm.
within the year, that's the first time it's popped up. So it depends on
Mhm.
what STI it is.
Yeah,
Um,
because some of them can lay dormant and
sometimes
not come up until you
would
know.
I would be concerned, and he doesn't really touch on it whether or not he's angry about the questioning fidelity or not.
Yeah.
There, because maybe she picked it up from another escapade.
Mhm.
So that would be concerning for me. I think he is. I'm glad he is seeking treatment and getting some counseling to work
Mhm.
through some stuff. It's incredible. It's life changing if you are kind of tied up on something. But I would say if you truly care about the person, you should just talk to them.
Yeah.
Um, talking through things, or at least explaining your feelings of anger and everything else can be extremely freeing.
Yeah.
Um, did that answer that?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I can understand like the hurt, but like if she truly did not know and like let's
Yeah.
say she did have it before, then like
If she
then
truly didn't know, then that sucks. And
yeah.
I feel for her, I guess. If
Yeah,
she's
because,
being a rat and she did know, then she a rat.
yeah, and then it's really messed up and you don't want to no, then he should definitely like move on and try to, work through things he needs to work through and find somebody who will accept him for what he has sadly been dealt with, but I think that's something they both need to talk about and, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, what was the official advice that was given?
Yeah, what did Meredith say? Okay. So she quotes, "Am I getting ahead of myself?" And she says yes to this question. Take a deep breath and acknowledge that it's okay to not have answers. You said that you're the planner and that your girlfriend is the one who goes with the flow, but in this case, you'll have to be patient and acknowledge that you don't know what you want. It will take time, maybe a lot of time, to process your feelings about this diagnosis. It's too soon to know whether these relationship doubts are rooted in resentment and stress. Therapy will help. I'm so glad you're going. But again, don't expect immediate clarity. Remember that even before the STI, you weren't ready to make decisions about your shared future. The good news is that with your girlfriend gone, you can process all of these feelings without an audience. Audience, yes. Take advantage of the space by talking to friends, doing some self care, and enjoying the parts of your life that have little to do with your romantic relationship. Think about whether you miss her and why. For the record, the people who have said that this STI should not define your life are right. STIs can be managed and are very common. It's a change, but it should not take over your dating identity. Meredith.
You know what, Meredith? Thank you, because Meredith just, that's really good advice.
Yeah, and I think she did say a lot of what you said.
Yeah, thank you. I know. Um,
Thank you, I know.
Great. I know. I'm
Fair.
really insightful. I know what I'm talking about, and I have a lot of experience in the field. Um, I
I'm
think
so
that was
proud.
good.
That was a good one. I like that one, even though that's why, like, when I read it, I wanted to make sure it wasn't too graphic. I know it talks about something that's a
No,
little
no.
touchy, but
That is something that shouldn't be taboo. That should be.
yep.
That's what's wrong with America. Like we make things uncomfortable to talk about when they truly affect so many people that like I don't know why it's not just common speech, especially in like school and stuff. Like because
Yeah,
and
like
it's
health.
the reason why what's her face the girl didn't know she had it is because whoever gave it to her didn't tell her because they probably
Hmm.
don't know how to talk about it because they haven't had any experience in their life talking about it because they don't
Yeah.
it's so taboo and it's awkward and it's weird. Screw it. if it's awkward and it's weird, you gotta just go anyway. I think you get what I
Yeah.
mean.
No, yeah, I 100% understand what you mean. A lot of people I know it's like when you people talk about it, everybody automatically assumes like a lot of the time it's done in infidelity.
Yeah. Or
They assume, oh,
promiscuity.
yeah.
Promiscuity? Mispromiscuity. My favorite Warner Brothers.
I
All
agree.
right.
Yes. Um so yeah, I definitely think that it's something that needs to be talked about more in just like normal settings. I think kids need to learn about it more and not be so afraid of them because it is very normal and sometimes even if you are, you know, being safe, it doesn't always help. But
Yeah. And to know where to go to get answers if
mhm.
you do end up in a situation like that is really important too.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, that's why like places like Planned Parenthood and stuff are really important.
Yes.
But I could go
Planned
on for like
Parenthood. Mm.
ages and days. So
Yeah, when we
let's
start getting
do
into
yeah.
medical and stuff. Mm.
Let's hear the next one.
Okay. So that was one. The next one is called I already paid for my gym membership.
Oh God, this is gonna hit too close to home for me.
When
But go ahead.
I read this, I literally was like, "Oh my god, I need to read this one tonight." Um, it's not okay, it's down here. I was going to read the wrong thing. So, it says, I developed a crush on a trainer at the gym where I work out, and he seemed to like me back. We spent some quality time together, but I think I was trying too hard and came off eccentric and needy. He started giving me less attention. When I realized that, I asked him out and he said another time. About a month later, I told him that I liked him a lot and asked if he was interested, and he said no and that he was in a different stage of his life than I am. The next time I saw him at the gym, he was very friendly, but I pretended to be indifferent. The time after that, he noticed my presence and started flirting with other women. I saw him again and he pretended he did not.
With
After
other
that
woman.
incident, I know.
Started flirting with other woman.
After
Sorry, go
that
ahead.
incident, I left the gym and did not go back for 3 weeks. I don't know what to do. I've paid my membership for a whole year and I do not want to lose my money. And I do still like him. What do I do? And it says working it out.
Um okay, so she basically, I would assume, working it out has you better work, bitch. Working it out has she professed her the feelings, right, towards this
Yep.
trainer, right?
Yeah, she
And he said, nah, right?
yeah, yeah, like
Then then
a
it's
few
a
times.
then it's a nah, right?
Mhm.
So she has two choices. She can be okay with that because no, she doesn't really have a choice. She's got to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Um, and so she can run away like a little whiny baby,
Betsy.
or she can not be affected by other people's lack of emotion and try to move on and get over it.
I like how
And
you said lack of emotion.
well, okay, lack of feelings, lack of reciprocation.
Yeah,
Here
there
we
we go.
go. Um, she can just realize that people are different. Not everybody, just because you like them, they're not gonna like you back.
Yeah, it
Um,
doesn't always mean that.
and if you can't handle being around that person, then yeah, you can run or you can just ignore them. It's not like you owe them anything, just as they didn't
Mhm.
know you shit.
Yep,
Okay, that's my official help.
I agree. No human is ever worth losing the gym membership.
Right? I mean,
Like,
you've already paid for the membership. What you
just
do,
go.
girlfriend, you get in there, you work your little buns off, you put an ass on, and you start
Hmm.
strutting that shit. And maybe one day he'll walk up and be like, "Hey, girl," and then you'll be like, Remember, bitch, when you tried and you were like, "Nah," and guess what, bitch? Now I'm like, "Nah," and then you strut away.
Yeah, my only thing was that whether or not she was saying that he noticed my presence and started flirting with other women. Like, one, that could just be her thinking that because she's like, oh, he's probably trying to hurt me. If he
Yeah,
was doing it to actually be a butt face monkey jerk boy, then he ain't worth it anyway, honey. You don't even want
yeah,
to think
you
about
don't
that.
want that because guess what? He drama.
He drama and he don't care about you. because no man that cares about you would ever try to hurt you like that.
Yeah,
So,
willingly
you
or
know,
unwillingly,
yeah,
they
even
would
if
have
whether or
already
not he
thought
realized,
about their actions. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So like, if he didn't mean it and she's just being like she said, egocentric,
Or
then
projecting, yeah, her
yeah,
feelings into the
projecting.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah, like that's why when I read that I was like, oh no, honey. Like either way, move on and find something better.
yeah, because they out there.
Hmm. Okay, I'm
But
gonna read
definitely
Meredith's
stick with the
response.
gym. It's good,
Yes.
especially when you're feeling down. Man, the gym, get in there, work up a sweat. For one, you fall asleep really easily, and then two,
Hmm.
you put an ass on, and then you feel better about yourself, and then you get out there in the world, and people realize that they can note that people notice that you start feeling good about yourself, then you're more
Hmm.
happy, and then you're more likely to get a bite on that old fishing line that you have
Hmm.
dangling out there.
Self confidence is key.
All right,
There's a
so
difference between cockiness, though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah,
But
no. If
like,
you're an asshole, then no.
yeah.
Meredith responds. One of the most important life skills is the ability to deal with rejection and move on. People get rejected all of the time. They must learn to bounce back from failed relationships even if they have to see their exes or crushes every day. Unless all of your dates are with strangers from apps, you will wind up having to face some people who couldn't reciprocate your feelings. If you accept that as a fact of life, you might do a better job of coping with your reality. In this specific situation, you must accept that this trainer doesn't have any romantic interest in you, and that he was very clear about it and about why. It's your responsibility to be civil when you see him. Try giving him a nod to show him that you want him to be comfortable. It's his workplace after all. Give him space and stop assuming that his interaction with other people at the gym has anything to do with you. He's just trying to do his job. Find other things to focus on while you work out. Bring a good magazine or make an incredible playlist. I promise that after a while with a new routine, you'll forget he's even there. Meredith.
I mean, did I or did I not say it way better than her?
You did say it way better than her.
What Meredith failed to say is that, girl, you can fucking ignore them. Fuck it.
Make your booty look great and fuck him. He don't gotta. He ain't even worth it.
He didn't
Like
want no
that's the
part
thing.
of
If
that
someone,
booty, so he
yeah,
doesn't get it.
Jesus, if someone isn't interested, then like that's when you gotta just be like, okay, they're not interested, and that's when you take the time to
And
better
that is,
yourself,
yeah, and it's
and not
completely
necessarily
fine that
saying,
they're not.
yeah, not necessarily saying like you're not good enough for them or whatever. Like it's just
People are all
different.
different, yeah.
Yeah. So, girl, you got this. Don't worry.
Give it a couple
Uh,
months, you won't even think about that person again. You'll be in the
mhm.
gym, be like, you'll see him and be like, oh yeah, remember when I was like so worked up about that? How ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, situations affect everyone differently, and sometimes, like, you just have to deal with things in a certain way, and that's okay as long as you find a way to get through it.
Hmm.
And you're not, like, harming yourself in the process or anybody else. Like, that's like the most important thing. Mostly yourself, but like be a little considerate of others' feelings, but like you gotta worry about you and get through things, and life's freaking hard. Like you're
Hmm.
gonna get thrown a lot of shit. So you gotta just find ways to get through it.
I always go back and think about the times where people have uh, when I've been on the other end of that situation,
Hmm.
and just how like terrible it makes you. Like, because I mean, it happens to me all the time, right?
Hmm.
People just like come up to me and they're like, "Jesus, Arthur, like, what are you doing with that thing right now?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, how do I deal with this?" You know?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen some pictures like on Facebook and stuff. Like, I carry a stick around with me all the time.
Yeah.
Well, now you know what that stick's for.
Okay.
I hit people with it to keep them off of me. So,
Just like whack. Bye.
but that's like a good, like if maybe you've been fortunate enough and flattered enough to know the other side of that, so you can draw on that to know how that person is feeling in that
Hmm.
situation where it's very uncomfortable and 100% feel bad for not being able to reciprocate, but also like they're not just gonna go along with it. Because the worst thing is like, what if it's just something for them to do, in the meantime, but they don't really
Yeah.
care. That's like even worse than
Yeah,
the
no.
rejection.
Yeah. Like honestly, the best thing to do is if you don't like somebody, you don't go along with it because well, one, if you're going along with it and making them think that you have any like romantic inclination, whatever, whatsoever, like it's wrong. Even if like you think you're helping them in the process, you're not. You're just making things worse. You're making them get attached. Like that's not okay. You can't do that. That just
Yeah,
messes with someone's feelings and that's not okay. Like, and you got to think about whether or not if you were on the other side, you'd be okay with someone doing that to you. And a lot of
right.
people don't do that.
Well, so far I feel like I'm two for two. I should just be Meredith at this point. Do you have any more? Do you have any more?
I have one more. Well, two. Like, I don't
Let's
think I should
do
read it.
one more, and
Yeah.
then, well, no, we have some time because we wasted a bunch of time when we weren't recording, so we can fill
Yeah.
the gap. Well, maybe we'll do two more. All right.
Okay. 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 Let me reopen that tab real quick.
Why would you even close it?
Don't ask. I don't know why. It's open. Okay. So this one is called "She Never Returned."
Oh,
So
this sounds very ominous. Like she
yeah.
walked out into the ocean and never returned.
Oh my God, you're gonna. Let me just read it. So it says, I am a 22-year-old man who should be in a 4-year relationship with a 23-year-old woman. I use that phrasing because in the fall of my junior year of college, 2 years ago, she moved far away with her family and expected to return but was never able to. We kept in touch every day, planned for her return, and continued a long distance relationship. A full academic year went by and she was still there, and after one more failed attempt for her to return, I made a mistake involving her former best friend at the college I attended. Oh no. She was
Okay, well,
devastated and sought out
already
therapy.
he's fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah, he's fucked up already. We worked to try to get back on track, and by the start of my senior year, it seemed she would return again. This time, I fronted the money for the airfare since she would make money where she was. I
And he
remodeled.
felt bad for having sex with her friend.
Yeah, yep. I remodeled my single bedroom to accommodate. Got her a puppy because she lost hers during so and tried to make a home for us as best as I could. But she missed many, many flights and to this day is still there. In the midst of this, I compounded my mistakes several times with other women. Oh.
Oh my god. Well, I already know my answer.
Yeah. She was wonderful though and stuck by me through it all, but I grew emotionally exhausted with our situation. She could feel my disdain. Over the summer, she felt as though she didn't love me, and partly because of all the mistakes I'd made in her absence. I suggested she try seeing a different therapist for perspective, but it had the opposite effect I'd hoped for, and she decided that coming back would be the worst mistake of her life.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not even done. While this has unfolded over the past few months, I lost a great job, had to give up the puppy because I couldn't take care of him without help, and lost many friends to moves. I have learned a lot about myself through these events. I know in my heart that I am truly different and no longer making any promises, no longer making mistakes. How do I convey this to her despite the distance and her desire to move on to someone else? I plan my life around her. She is my person. I'm willing to take drastic measures to demonstrate my love and commitment to her. Please help. And his name is A Fool Across Many Oceans.
Okay, well, I will just go ahead and point out that he has made desperate attempts to fuck it up as much as possible
Yep.
by being just a complete scumbag.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a committed relationship, which I think is what he assumed he was in,
Yep.
you don't go, you know, effing and jeffing with her friends.
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't do that whatsoever. Especially her best friend, which her best friend is
Also
don't
a
even
rat.
yeah.
I'm like, what?
Like
Why would he even write in? Like, I'm assuming Meredith is about to open a can of whoop ass on him.
yeah, like she uh I thought like from just reading it, I'd only read like the first paragraph, like the first like right before it had said the mistake. So like I
Mm-hmm.
assumed it was just this like I thought she did something wrong,
He
which
said he repeated his mistakes multiple times with multiple women.
yeah, that's like uh
Like,
if you really love somebody, like okay, I guess like the first time everybody makes mistakes, like
and she
I
was, uh,
I
yeah.
guess sometimes you can work through things like that, but when you do it multiple times, that's no, like Like
No.
one mistake people can get through. Like people make mistakes. They're human. Like but like just let me read Meredith's response. So, Meredith says, "Don't do anything
Oh,
for
sorry,
that.
you went
Do
robotic.
consider therapy." Oh,
So, okay, don't
hello.
do any. So, start over with Meredith's advice.
Okay. Meredith said, "Don't do anything drastic. There's no need for that. Do consider therapy for yourself. This is a
Yeah.
great time to take your own advice." Um, you say you planned your life around this woman, but it'd be more accurate to say you planned around a wish. You hoped she'd return and that the relationship would be as it was or better, but you weren't. The last time you were really with her, you
Oh, sorry,
did.
you're
Also, you met other
robotic.
people you liked, physically at least.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
You went a bit.
Hello.
You went a bit robotic. Let me see if I can close down some stuff and it might help.
Yeah. I mean, you went robotic for a second.
I think it's your internet again.
It's mine.
Yeah, remember last week the same thing happened. It's gonna be a classic bit on our show.
Yeah. Where. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah.
All
Hello.
right.
The classic bit where like I just go robotic. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in the fun, guys. Um. Okay. So she said, also, you've met other people you liked, physically at least, during this time. You call these other experiences, quotation marks, mistakes, but what if they weren't? If your ex hadn't been in the picture, what would you have thought of these women? Maybe there would have been a potential for more. The
Yeah.
reality is that your ex kept finding reasons not to get on a plane, and you've been emotionally exhausted, frustrated, and lonely. For now, you are your person. Plan your life around that. Meredith.
Exactly. I mean,
Should
I
have put
wish
in a
Meredith
little
would have
more
kind
real
of.
fast.
I mean, she has a fair point. Like, I guess that they didn't really set boundaries and like what was gonna happen before she left. It sounds like he had a crush on her, and then she moved or went back to like home after like the semester, and then did come back, and he was just like, "Oh wait, but we were gonna hang
Yeah,
out when you got
we were
back."
gonna get married
Yeah,
together.
yeah. I don't think we have time for another one, unfortunately. But I would say that I was 3 for 3 there. So,
You were 3 for 3 there.
um, man, these are good. These are good. These are good. Little activities that we're doing here. First, the
Yeah, this
Cosmo
was
quizzes.
fun.
The um, the advice column. I like the advice column. It's. I think it's fun.
We necessarily don't have to do three, but like we could always do like one an episode.
Yeah,
Find
that's
a really good one.
that. Yeah, we could do that. So that's on you. I'm not gonna do any work. That's you have to earn your keep on this show by um
Oh yeah, because I
finding
can't film anything with
finding
my computer.
material. Yeah, and I'm just here as a personality. I don't really need to do anything or
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
be
yeah. No, because you
um
already are.
so what do you got going on this next coming week? What's going on?
We literally just finished this one.
No, no, like coming up like in your life. What do you have planned? Do you
Oh,
have any
I
big
thought you were like, what was our little segment for next week? I was like,
Yeah,
we just
you should
finished.
already have this planned for the next 3 months out. What are you doing, you slacker? No, I meant
Uh,
like you got any like crazy big plans this week?
Let me see. I'm working a bunch. Bunched.
I'm working a bunch.
I have 22 hours. That's
Okay.
more.
I don't really care
One.
about work cuz most adults work. I want to know anything fun. No? Okay,
Um,
well,
wow.
I go ahead.
You little rat. Um, what is next week? I gotta look at dates. Do you have anything fun while I look?
Yeah, so tomorrow night after work I have my company Christmas party, which I'm not looking forward to because, well, kind of, but all the other catty bitchy people that I usually sit with don't work there anymore. So I'm just kind of there by myself.
And your coworker's still on vacation, right?
Yeah, she's in Europe still until Wednesday. Um, but my sister does work there, so maybe we'll sit together and be catty bitches like all
Oh,
night.
you and your sister?
Yeah.
Yes. I
Uh,
could. Oh my god.
Yeah, so there's that tomorrow. I'm wearing a Christmas sweater that has a snowman on it and it says happy whatever.
I love
Um
it.
because I don't care
Yeah.
about anything or anyone.
So
Um
deep. So deep.
That's that. I'm off Monday, Tuesday. I might do a fun stream one of those days if I feel like it. If
Do
anybody's
it. I'll
interested.
be here to come.
But of course, next Saturday we'll be here for Corn and Arthur late night chat time,
Yes, yes,
episode
haven't heard
3.
that.
What was the title of this episode? Last week's episode, I believe, was cheese jerky.
Yeah, I think it was cheese jerky.
What is tonight? Maybe just something to do with Meredith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meredith, yeah, do something with Meredith. I think that'd be good.
Um,
Meredith, if you're watching this, I just want to let you know that I really I care about you, and I'm so glad that you make so many people happy.
I truly respect your craft and your advice, and I think the world is a better place because of Meredith.
Let's all just give a round of applause for Meredith.
Yes. Those were my feet clapping, not my hands. Um,
I know that. I was like that's probably his feet, not his hands.
all right. Well,
Jesus.
we try to do this every Saturday night, live on Twitch .tv/the Rogue Arthur. And I'll upload usually by Sunday the episode on YouTube, and that's youtube.com / the Rogue Arthur. But we do this every Saturday night, probably around 9 Central Time, which is what, 8 Eastern, and 6 West, the other side, in America. So
Oh
if
my
you want to
God.
watch live and ask questions, you can do that. Sorry about the whole audio thing, Corn. I'm sorry. I'm an amateur.
No,
This is only our second episode, so you can't expect that much from me. I'm not a
listen,
professional, okay?
if things didn't go wrong, it wouldn't be us.
Right? Everything about my
Rusty?
life is wrong. All right. Well, that will go ahead and the. All right. Well, thanks, Lucy, for coming in and saying that.
She came in at the perfect time.
Truly
You're
the
welcome.
perfect time. All right. We'll see everybody later. Thank you for
Rusty.
joining us. Thanks.
Bye.